Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another video. We're looking over Decisive Dividend. Now, unlike last time, we're actually going to do a deep dive, and I may have found a good way to attempt to predict Q2. Now, you might be thinking, Ken, you can't predict the future, and you're goddamn right, my friend. But you know what I can do? We can use what they give us to take a very good estimated guess at the payout ratio and what could potentially happen. So again, this isn't anything to go off of or to run with, but in their latest acquisition, talking about their acquisition of IHT, or Innovative Heating Technology. This is for hogs and pigs, by the way. Basically, it's heating, cooling with them type thing. We get their debt, first off, really nice to see. And we get this very interesting table above me. What exactly is this? Well, this shows the last 12 months of profit, adjusted EBITDA, and gross profit percent. All very interesting things. Now the way they break this down is actually kind of smart. The pre-acquisition period, is the three companies they bought: Capital One, Procore, and Micon. I probably butchered that third one. I genuinely don't know how to say it. And obviously, this is just Decisive before any of these new acquisitions. Q1 2023, this is about what they get. Pro forma number 4. We can go down here and look at it. The Q1 pro forma is based on Decisive's unaudited report for 12 months combined with Capital One, Micon, and Procore radiators. What's the fifth one? Based on IHT's unaudited financial information. See remaining, blah, 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 blah. And then the total pro forma is all of them of what about we should expect. Again, this is all unaudited, so keep that in mind. So with just the three companies that just happened, Capital One, Micon, and Procore, the profit per share annually has grown 32 cents. Really good. Now with IHT, because of its large profit margin and because of its large, like basically from the looks of it, it's very established, because if you look at it, this is three companies. This is one. It is half the profit of three companies. Either way, I'm impressed by that, but continuing on. Either way, they added a ton. They added 21 cents a year. Now, fun fact, I had a nice Zoom call and I email them occasionally, Rick and Jeff, who are the CEO and CFO of Decisive Dividend. And Rick, which I sadly can't show the email because it's not professional, basically they sent me a thing being like, hey Ken, please stop showing us, we saw something, I don't know. Either way, they told me not to share it, but we can go over it. Rick, the CFO, showed me how to make their payout ratio, or basically the way they go off it. So that's what he says. Ken, I'll walk you through how we calculate this so you can do it yourself or critique our approach. We calculate the payout ratio in terms of dividends divided by funds from operation. We calculate funds from operation as follows. Adjusted EBITDA, which note, we have it right here. That's why I'm saying we can kind of go with this. Deducting interest paid, current income tax expense, lease, capital expenditure, proceeds from sale of assets, interest of other assets. Thus, when you take the dividend we paid for the quarter, 1.678 million divided by FFO, you get a 63%. We look at this ratio over time to assess a cumulative payout ratio, which really guides us. Now, I'm sorry if that came off of me kind of sounding mocking. I have a sore throat, and I'm also extremely tired. It's about 2 a.m. But I wanted to get this video out for you guys. So right off the bat, that's awesome. We have something to go off of for what could potentially be the dividend going forward. Or at least a dividend payout ratio as of right now. So an easy way to do it is 29438 divided by... would be divided by 4, because there's 4 quarters in a year. Now I open up the notepad, and this leaves us with 4359.5. Now I have a CDR opened, which is the Q1. This is all of their, expenses, the dividend, and all that super fun stuff. So going into it, where is it? It's right here. So right off the bat, we can go to this. So we have capital expenditures, which is one of the things we're supposed to subtract. So let's bring it up, and we'll subtract 640. Awesome. So that's one of them already done. Next is current income tax, which is income tax paid, interest and lease payment. So we can do all this stuff here now. Minus 1322 minus 711 minus 316. And that leaves us, ladies and gentlemen, with $4,370,500. Now, I am going to take a very rough estimate here because we just... Oh, actually, you know what? We can totally find this. We just have to find the shares outstanding. Shares outstanding. I hate it when they don't actually show you. Common shares. There you go. Fully diluted. So 19,896,205 times Sorry guys, I'm just trying to find. Okay, so dividend declared for 2023. Now, this does not include the recent hike they have, so we have to kind of go or guess off of that. Times 0.04. So it should be around $795,000 is what they're paying in the current dividend. Basically what we did was we took the shares, which we had available, 19,896,205, then we times it by 0.04, and that is basically monthly what they'll pay. So times 3, because, there's 3 months, so it should be around $2.3 million they're paying in a dividend right now. Okay. So with that, 2,387. Awesome. So now when we take that, this is what they are using to guide them for the payout ratio, which they had 63% in... When was this? This was August of 2022 is when they did it. They had a 63, and I'm imagining we're getting pretty damn close to that. So 2,387 divided by 4,370. That gives us a 54.62% payout ratio based on everything we just went over. So this is based off the brand new dividend and the new calculation of basically going over... Oh, sorry guys, leaving you in the dark. This is going over the adjusted EBITDA, doing all the subtractions, everything like we were told, and that's what we're left with. So yeah, overall, I'm very happy with it. It's literally like right where it is right now, and if any of the companies can grow or can beat what they did last year, like Decisive Dividend had a very good Q1. If they can keep it up for an entire year, then this is actually incorrect. It'll actually be way better. If IHT has a phenomenal year, this is going to be off. It'll be way better. If any of the brand new acquired companies are way better than the last year they had, again, this is incorrect. But it's good to just see what the current payout ratio is right now based off this unaudited information we have, we can see this now. Now, with that said, someone asked me, oh, we didn't give a price target. I don't normally give price targets, and I still won't, don't worry. Because I just believe that, like, you should decide that yourself. You should be like, oh, well, for example, for me, this is how I do it. Do not copy me, for the love of God. I base my, like, buying off the yield. So a great example is Decisive right now. I have 50 shares at 723, and I am comfortable owning it with a 6% yield. In case there's a small chance we get some dividend growth, awesome. So, hypothetically, if I keep it and they grow it, now it's almost a 7.5. It went from a 6.6 to almost 7.5. If they can increase it the same amount they've been increasing it, so far. But again, I'm comfortable with 6%. I can keep buying this thing realistically all the way till my average cost is $8 total. And I'd be happy with it. Now, am I going to do that? Very likely not, but we'll wait and see. But overall, my price is $8 based off the yield, but that's how I do it. You should do it yourself because, note, I'm ready for a pullback. If a pullback happens, I'm hoarding dividends right now for any of these positions to go crazy and then start pulling back very aggressively. So if you do, let's say, buy now and it pulls back, don't panic sell. Use the dividends, average down, enjoy it, because looking at the information we just looked at, that dividend is very safe. It's a 54%. That's almost on par with the Canadian bank regulation of 50%. Very good. And again, this is not the free cash flow, by the way. This is just what the CFO used on August of last year. So we'll see how everything goes, guys. But overall, I am very, very happy to see that the dividend is still good. And honestly, it looks like we're on a solid track with Decisive Dividend. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys all have yourself a good one. I apologize for that rushed video, and I apologize for this extremely late video, but I wanted to do a deeper dive into the actual financials because, surprise, surprise, they give you a massive hint what to expect going forward. But yeah, that's it. Bye, everybody.